Have you ever imagined being taken to heaven without dying? This isn't a metaphor. It's not a legend. It actually happened. A real man, with fears, doubts, and flaws, was taken up from earth by a blazing chariot, in front of witnesses, in broad daylight. Sounds unbelievable, right? His name was Elijah, and his story challenges everything we think we know about endings, failure, and faith. He wasn't a king, he wasn't famous, and he definitely wasn't perfect. But he was chosen to experience one of the most mysterious and powerful moments in the entire Bible, and the path that led him there was full of twists and turns. In this video, you'll discover why Elijah was taken up, what this means spiritually, and how his journey is deeply connected to your own. Yes, your life, right now. Because what took Elijah to heaven wasn't luck. It was purpose, faith, and raw obedience. And maybe, just maybe, you're being prepared for something no one else sees coming. No one saw him coming. Elijah appeared out of nowhere, from Tishbe. No royal bloodline, no impressive resume. Just a mission burning in his heart and courage in his bones. Israel was in spiritual decay, tangled in idolatry and toxic political alliances. It was a dark time, and right in the middle of that mess, God raised up a common man with uncommon faith. When hope seemed gone, Elijah showed up like a thunderclap in the silence. He marched straight to King Ahab and delivered a message no one else dared to. There will be no rain until I say so. And just like that, the heavens shut. Imagine the boldness. A simple prophet confronting the most wicked king of Israel. Elijah wasn't there to negotiate. He came with fire in his voice, and the kind of obedience that doesn't flinch. While others played it safe, Elijah stood firm. He didn't seek approval. He wasn't chasing popularity. He was loyal to the truth, even when it hurt. That already set him apart. He wasn't a man of talk. He was a man of action, driven by something deeper than fear. But here's the strange part. Right after this bold confrontation, God tells him to disappear. Literally hide in the wilderness, drink from a brook, and be fed by ravens. It makes no sense, right? Called for greatness, then sent into hiding? But that's how God works. He breaks pride before he builds purpose. And it was out there, far from the crowd, that Elijah began to grasp the true weight of his calling. The wilderness wasn't punishment. It was preparation. And what came next would shake nations. Years of drought went by. Then, God told Elijah to show himself again. The moment he meets Ahab, the king lashes out, "You troubler of Israel!" But Elijah stands firm and challenges him to a public showdown. On Mount Carmel, in front of everyone, with 450 prophets of Baal, the true God would answer with fire. This was spiritual war in broad daylight. Elijah knew, if the fire didn't fall, he was finished. No tricks, no plan B, just raw faith. Mount Carmel became the battleground between heaven and hell, and Elijah stood alone, but never afraid. The prophets of Baal danced, shouted, cut themselves, screamed for hours, but nothing happened. No fire, no voice, no God. Elijah even mocked them. Maybe your God is sleeping? He knew Baal was empty. He knew the real power would come from heaven. Then it was Elijah's turn. He rebuilt the altar, laid the sacrifice, and poured water over everything, just to make sure there was no doubt. He prayed once, no drama, no show, and boom! Fire fell from heaven. It consumed the sacrifice, the stones, the water, the soil. Everyone dropped to their knees. The false prophets were exposed. God had spoken with fire. Elijah stood victorious. But while it looked like his greatest triumph, the storm brewing behind the scenes would test him more than any enemy ever had. Right after the victory came the crash. Queen Jezebel heard what happened and swore to kill Elijah, and the same man who faced down 450 prophets ran. Fear, exhaustion, depression. It all hit at once. He hid under a tree and asked God to let him die. Yeah, it got that dark. Sometimes the biggest battle isn't the one around us, it's the one inside us. Elijah hit his limit, burned out, done. He thought it was all over, but it wasn't. It was just a divine pause. Because when we break, God builds deeper. An angel shows up. No lecture, just compassion. Get up and eat. God feeds him. Then again, get up, the journey is long. Grace, right when it's needed most. When we want to give up, God gives just enough to get us up. Strengthened by that heavenly food, Elijah walks 40 days to Mount Horeb. He's looking for answers. But when he gets there, God doesn't show up in fire or earthquake. He comes in a whisper, a gentle voice. And that changes everything. Elijah learns that God isn't only in the dramatic moments. Sometimes he's in the silence, in the stillness. Elijah's mission isn't over. He's still chosen, still needed. But now, he carries something new, a deeper purpose, and a calmer heart ready to pass on the fire. God gives Elijah a new assignment. Pass the torch. Find Elisha, a simple farmer, working the land with oxen. Elijah approaches him, throws his mantle over him, and walks away. No words, just a powerful gesture. And Elisha gets it. He's been chosen for something greater. Elisha leaves everything. He burns the plow, slaughters the oxen, and follows Elijah. No plan B, no second guessing. When God calls, it's all or nothing. Elisha steps into the unknown and into destiny. He becomes Elijah's servant, walks with him, learns, observes. This isn't just training, it's transformation. Elijah is preparing more than a replacement. He's shaping a legacy. Some things can't be taught with words. They're caught through relationship. Elijah, once alone and discouraged, now has someone beside him. Someone who believes. That changes everything. God's mission was never meant to be solo. It was always about multiplication. Elisha represented the next chapter, and as they walked together, the final moment was drawing near. But no one could have predicted how God would write the closing lines of Elijah's journey. The two of them walked. It was Elijah's last day on earth. He knew it. Elisha knew something was coming too. They passed through Bethel, Jericho, and the Jordan. At each stop, Elijah tested him. "Stay here." But Elisha refused. "I will not leave you." Loyalty like that is rare. At the Jordan, Elijah strikes the water with his mantle, and the river splits. They walk across on dry ground, a miracle echoing Moses and Joshua. Then, out of nowhere, the sky breaks open. A chariot of fire, horses blazing, a whirlwind from heaven. Elijah is taken, lifted in the storm. No death, no grave, just glory. The heavens came down and swept him up. It wasn't an ending, it was an honor. The man who walked with boldness now flies with fire. Elisha watches, stunned, then tears his clothes in mourning. But something falls from the sky. The mantle. The same one that once called him now empowers him. He picks it up and walks forward. The fire continues. The legacy lives on. And maybe that's the deeper message. When God takes one, he raises another. The mission never stops. And when he closes a chapter with fire, you better believe the next one is going to be unforgettable. Elijah's story isn't just about miracles or fiery exits. It's about someone who dared to obey when no one else would. Someone who faced fears, broke down, got back up, and finished strong. Not for glory, but for purpose. And in the end, he was honored like no one else in history. So let me ask you, have you ever felt like Elijah in the desert? Like you've had enough? Wondered if your journey still has meaning? Let me tell you, it does. God still sees you. He still has plans. And sometimes, the silence is just a setup for a comeback. What did you learn from Elijah's story? Do you believe you're being prepared for something greater too? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your voice. If this story moved you, drop a like and hit that subscribe button. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next story, because there are many more powerful Bible lessons coming your way. And hey, there's already another video on screen now. Click it and keep growing in faith.